stillness of the morning, before the chaos of the world awakens, there lies a choice, a fork in the road, if you will. One path is well-worn, traveled by the masses, leading to a life dictated by external forces. The other, less trodden, calls to those few who dare to master their inner world, who understand that the day is but an opportunity to sculpt oneself into a beacon of strength and wisdom. We must ask ourselves, will we command the hours, or will they command us? The drifter, the slave to circumstance. First, let us consider the drifter, those who are buffeted by the winds of fate, reacting to the whims of the world without purpose or direction. This individual might be the colleague who constantly complains about their workload, yet never takes the initiative to manage it. Or perhaps they are the friend who allows every inconvenience, every delay, every harsh word to ruin their mood and dictate their actions. These drifters are trapped in a cycle of reaction, slaves to the circumstances that surround them. Imagine them waking each morning, their minds already overwhelmed by the tasks of the day, their spirits heavy with the weight of obligations. Instead of facing the day with resolve, they allow the day to overwhelm them, losing themselves in the tumult. Why should we avoid becoming drifters or associating too closely with them? The Stoics remind us that those who cannot govern themselves are subject to the governance of others. The drifter's life is one of anxiety, fear, and dissatisfaction because they have relinquished control. They are tossed by the waves of external events, unable to find solid ground within themselves. Stoic strategy: anchor in the present moment. To avoid this fate, we must learn to anchor ourselves in the present moment. Marcus Aurelius, one of the great Stoic emperors, advises us to confine yourself to the present. Meditations 4.3. By focusing on what is within our control, our thoughts, our actions, our responses, we regain our footing. When the storm of life threatens to sweep us away, we must remind ourselves that the only true power we hold is over our own minds. In practice, this might mean starting each day with a moment of meditation, setting clear intentions, and recognizing the futility of worrying about what lies beyond our influence. By doing so, we seize the reins of the day, ensuring that we remain the masters of our fate. The procrastinator, the prisoner of inaction. Next, consider the procrastinator, the one who is paralyzed by indecision, who allows fear and doubt to bind their hands. We see them in the workplace, constantly delaying important tasks, or perhaps in ourselves, putting off difficult conversations or challenging endeavors. The procrastinator waits for the right moment, but in their hesitation, they allow time to slip through their fingers, becoming prisoners of their own inaction. This behavior is dangerous, for it breeds a life of regret and unfulfilled potential. The Stoics teach us that time is our most precious resource, and to waste it is to squander the very essence of life. Seneca, in his letters, warns us that it is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. On the shortness of life, the procrastinator's life is a testament to this waste, as opportunities are lost and dreams remain unrealized. Stoic strategy: act with urgency and purpose. To combat procrastination, we must embrace the Stoic principle of urgency. You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, Meditations 2.11. This is not a call to rash action, but rather a reminder that we must not delay in pursuing our true purpose. We must act with intention, recognizing that each moment is an opportunity to shape our destiny. One practical approach is to break tasks into manageable steps, setting small, achievable goals that build momentum. Another is to remind ourselves daily of the impermanence of life, cultivating a sense of urgency that drives us to take meaningful action. By doing so, we not only run the day, but we also ensure that no moment is wasted. The distractor, the disperser of focus. Lastly, we must examine the distractor, the one who is constantly drawn away from the path by trivialities and fleeting pleasures. This person is easily identified by their incessant need for entertainment, their addiction to distractions, whether it be through endless social media scrolling or the pursuit of superficial pleasures. The distractor lives a life of scattered focus, never fully committing to anything of substance. These individuals are often surrounded by noise, endless chatter, constant stimulation. Yet, beneath the surface, there is a deep sense of dissatisfaction, for they are never truly present in their own lives. Their days are filled with activity, but little of it is meaningful. They are, in essence, running from themselves, avoiding the stillness that would force them to confront their inner world. Stoic strategy: cultivate deep focus and solitude. The Stoic way teaches us the value of deep focus and solitude. Epictetus advises, if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. Enchiridion 13. This is a call to withdraw from the distractions of the world and turn inward, focusing on what truly matters. To run the day, we must guard our attention fiercely, for it is the currency of our lives. In practical terms, this means setting boundaries around our time and energy, deliberately choosing activities that align with our higher purpose. It might involve scheduling periods of deep work, freed from distractions, or dedicating time each day to reflection and meditation. By cultivating this discipline, we reclaim our focus, allowing us to move through the day with clarity and intention. Conclusion: the Stoic way. As we navigate the complexities of life, we must remember that each day presents a choice, to run the day or to let it run us. The Stoics have provided us with the wisdom to choose the former, to live each day with purpose, resolve, and clarity. By avoiding the pitfalls of the drifter, the procrastinator, and the distractor, and by embracing the Stoic strategies of present awareness, urgent action, and deep focus, we can master our days and, in turn, our lives. In the words of Epictetus, no man is free who is not master of himself. Discourses 2.19. Let us, then, strive to be masters of our time, our actions, and our minds. For in doing so, we do not merely run the day, we run our lives, in accordance with the highest principles of wisdom and virtue. Let us turn our attention now to the complainer, the one who, instead of finding solutions, chooses to dwell on problems. This individual is the person who always finds something wrong, whether it be in their personal life, their job, or the world around them. They are quick to point out flaws and injustices, but slow, if ever, to take meaningful action to remedy them. Perhaps you recognize this person in a coworker who constantly gripes about their workload, yet never seeks to improve their situation. Or maybe it's the friend who laments their circumstances, but makes no effort to change them. The complainer's life is one of perpetual dissatisfaction, for they are focused on what they lack rather than what they possess. They see the world through a lens of negativity, allowing their perception to be clouded by a sense of victimhood. The impact of such behavior is insidious, spreading discontent and draining the energy of those around them. When we surround ourselves with complainers, we risk being drawn into their web of negativity, allowing it to color our own worldview. Stoic strategy: embrace gratitude and perspective. The Stoic way teaches us to rise above this negativity by cultivating gratitude and maintaining perspective. As Seneca advises, true happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future. Letters 23.3. To counter the influence of the complainer, we must learn to focus on the positive aspects of our lives, appreciating what we have rather than lamenting what we do not. A practical approach to this is the daily practice of gratitude. By taking time each morning or evening to reflect on the things we are thankful for, we shift our focus from lack to abundance. Additionally, we must develop the ability to see challenges as opportunities for growth rather than as obstacles. The Stoics remind us that every difficulty we face is a chance to strengthen our character, to exercise our virtues of patience, resilience, and wisdom. By adopting this mindset, we not only shield ourselves from the negativity of the complainer, but also transform our own lives into a testament to the power of positive thinking. The victim, the forsaker of responsibility. Now, Consider the victim, the one who absolves themselves of responsibility, blaming others or external circumstances for their lot in life. This person might be the acquaintance who constantly speaks of how unfairly life has treated them, or the colleague who attributes their failures to external factors, never considering their own role in their fate. The victim relinquishes control, seeing themselves as a passive player in the drama of life, subject to the whims of fate. The danger of adopting a victim mentality is profound, for it strips us of our agency and power. The Stoics teach that while we cannot control what happens to us, we can always control how we respond. The victim, however, does not see this truth. They are blind to the potential for growth and change that lies within them. Their life is one of helplessness, frustration, and despair, for they have given away the reins of their destiny. Stoic strategy: take radical responsibility. To overcome the victim mentality, we must embrace the Stoic principle of radical responsibility. It is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters, says Epictetus, Enchiridion 1. This simple yet profound truth reminds us that we are the architects of our own lives, and that our response to circumstances is where our true power lies. One strategy for practicing radical responsibility is to actively challenge the narrative of victimhood when it arises in our minds. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" we should ask, "What can I learn from this? How can I grow?" This shift in perspective transforms challenges into opportunities, empowering us to take control of our lives. Another approach is to consistently practice self-reflection, examining our actions and decisions with honesty and integrity. By doing so, we become more aware of our own role in the outcomes we experience, and we can begin to make choices that align with our highest values. The cynic, the denier of virtue. Finally, let us consider the cynic, the one who doubts the goodness in others and dismisses the pursuit of virtue as naive or futile. This person may be the skeptic who questions the motives behind every act of kindness, or the critic who sees only the flaws in those who strive for greatness. The cynic's worldview is one of mistrust and pessimism, where hope and virtue are seen as weaknesses rather than strengths. The cynic is a dangerous influence, for they undermine the very foundations of Stoic philosophy. The Stoics believe that virtue is the highest good, and that a life lived in accordance with virtue is a life of true fulfillment. The cynic, however, rejects this ideal, promoting instead a worldview of doubt and despair. By allowing cynicism to take root in our hearts, we risk losing sight of the noble pursuit of wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. Stoic strategy: uphold the flame of virtue. To counter cynicism, we must steadfastly uphold the flame of virtue. Marcus Aurelius urges us to waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. B1. Meditations 10.16. This is a call to action, a reminder that we must live our values, embodying the principles of Stoicism in our daily lives. By doing so, we not only refute the cynic's claims, but also inspire others to do the same. One practical approach is to actively seek out and engage in acts of virtue, whether it be through acts of kindness, the pursuit of justice, or the cultivation of wisdom. Another is to surround ourselves with those who share our commitment to these ideals, creating a community of like-minded individuals who uplift and support one another. By living virtuously and encouraging others to do the same, we create a ripple effect, spreading goodness and challenging the cynicism that pervades our world. Final reflection: the power of choice. In conclusion, the day is a canvas upon which we paint the story of our lives. We can choose to be drifters, procrastinators, distractors, complainers, victims, or cynics, allowing external forces to dictate our existence. Or we can choose the Stoic path, taking control of our thoughts, actions, and attitudes, and in doing so, become the masters of our destiny. As we move forward, let us remember the words of Epictetus. First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. Discourses 3.23. The power to run the day, to shape our lives in accordance with our highest values, lies within us. It is our choice to make, and in making it, we not only transform our own lives, but also contribute to the greater good of all. May we all strive to run the day, not just for ourselves, but for the world that we wish to create. The time to act is now. The path is clear. Let us walk it with courage, resolve, and an unwavering commitment to the principles of Stoicism.